Hello, my name is Chemist and welcome back to Let's Play the Darkest Dungeon. Today we're going to do a medium-length mission in the Cove. We're going to try to collect the Dark Tambourine by activating 3 protective wards. The nice thing about a quest of this type is of course that we don't need to waste inventory space at the end of the quest, although we do need to waste some inventory space at the beginning. Anyways, we're going to bring a man-at-arms, an abomination and 2 occultists, which is in fact a first. I've never brought 2 occultists into a dungeon before. The man-at-arms' main job is going to be to protect them, because they are obviously characters that are a bit weaker. He can do this quite efficiently in the Cove because he has the Flesh's Heart, which increases his bleed resistance, so the very nasty bleeds that enemies in the Cove can cause should be more likely to be resisted by him. It also increases his HP by 15%, which is of course quite nice. He can still stun enemies with his Rampart Shield. It also allows him to move back into the front in case we get shuffled around, so that's also going to be quite nice. He is not going to be our main damage dealer, however. That is most likely going to be our abomination. I have given the legendary Bracer because I also wanted him to slow him down, because I'm going to try to use that in combination with the Demon's Pull ability from the second cultist. But anyway, other than that, I've given the abomination the restraining padlock simply to prevent too much stress from piling onto our other characters. Now, our first occultist is going to be dealing damage mostly. I've given him the Ancestor's Pen for increased crit chance on melee skills as well as increased damage. He also has the Eldritch Slayer Ring. Now, there's a lot of enemies in the Cove who are Eldritch, so that should work out pretty damn well. The Sacrificial Stab, of course, can deal damage, as can Abyssal Artillery. It kind of depends on what I'm fighting, which one of those I will be using. Weakening Curse can, of course, be quite good, simply to reduce some damage from, for example, the pelagic shamblers. No, not shamblers. Pelagic enemies, those fish people. Weird Reconstruction is, of course, quite useful because that allows us to, in fact, heal up a little bit. The other occultist doesn't have Sacrificial Stab. He cannot use that in the 4th position anyway. He does have Demon's Pull, however, and thanks to the Feather Crystal, which I have bought specifically for this occasion, allows him to move before the abomination does. So his job is to pull an enemy from the back to the front, and then the abomination can hopefully kill that enemy. But anyway, the move amulet allows him to do that with even greater efficiency, although it does reduce his debuff resistance somewhat. I do not think that is that big of a deal. Alright, that's the idea for today. We'll see how it goes in just a second. Let's purchase all the food that is in the storage or in the shop, whatever it is. Shovel, we're going to bring 4 because we may run into some oysters and stuff like that. Anti-venom, I don't think I'm going to bring. Bandages, let's bring a couple, let's say 4. Medicinal herbs, I'm going to bring 2. I'm also going to bring 2 skeleton keys, a holy water and a couple of torches. I think 13 will be sufficient. Alright, well, we don't have to worry about where we need to go. That has pretty much been sorted out for us. Let us begin with Sacrificial Stab. 18 damage is not bad, although I would have liked a kill there. Demon's Pull is not going to kill. Abyssal Artillery, if it lands, it is. There we are. Not a bad start. Transform with him, I don't actually think that this battle is worth it. Let's go for stun instead, although his stun chance is not that great. Alright, we did manage to land that, so that's good. Let's try to stun the other guy as well. The chance of that is a lot higher. They are quite fast, although our cultists should still be able to go before them, quite possibly. There we are. He has a speed of 10, which is quite nice. Chances are best of killing this one. There we are. And then we only need to kill the last one, which we cannot do with this guy. So instead we might just curse him. Alright, that's unfortunate. Stunning this guy again would work, I think, so let's do that. Although that would also knock him back, which isn't good. You know what? Retribution will do. If he gets stunned, that isn't really a big deal. But I don't even think that this guy's going to get a turn. Indeed, he is not. Alright. Step 1, complete. Step 1 being completing the first fight, of course. Let's collect ourselves. We don't know what is in this room. We do get a scout. Hopefully we'll find another secret room. I don't know if the cove does have secret rooms. Maybe not. May as well use a shovel here, I think. Not horrible. I'm not really sure if that was worth a shovel, but... disarm chance. 110, 110, 100, 100. I'm going to do it with him. I hope it's going to work. Because otherwise his stress is going to increase even further. Damn it. Oh well. A fight in this room, maybe? Probably? No, this is actually a room with our first protective ward. That is nice, because that frees up a little bit of inventory space. I always wish that would relieve some stress on a character. That would be so much fun. I mean, it would make thematic sense. Quirk removal time. Claustrophobia is not that bad. Slow reflexes is kind of bad. And light sensitive is also kind of bad. If torch below 26%, that's not a problem right now. Paranormia, I will not meditate. I should probably go for him, because his quirks are both locked in. Unquiet mind. Alright, that's not the one that I was hoping for, but that's okay. We are hungry, apparently. Not a problem, we still have all of our food. Now let's continue. And I'm going to take the gamble once again with the man-at-arms. One of these days he should be able to successfully disarm a trap. Come on! Do I not understand this mechanic? Oh, well, this is nice. Do I not understand the disarm mechanic? Because if it says 110% trap disarm chance, I kind of expect that that it is guaranteed for the trap disarming to succeed, but maybe I'm just naive thinking that. Kind of making nice progress here. Another room. I'm going to once again try it with him. One of these days. There we are. Reduce 8. Well, in the long haul that was not really worth it, I guess. But he still had the best disarm chance of any of us, really. So I think it was still the right call. Do we have a fight in here, or perhaps another protective ward? We have a fight in here, okay. They go first with a Call of the Deep. That's better than a stress attack, in my opinion. Let's start with him with an attack against the pelagic piranha. Only 15. I was really hoping for a crit there, but that's fine. Let us pull this guy to the front. He resisted it? Really? He has 55% resistance. He has 55% resistance. That is not enough, in my opinion. No, it isn't. Oh no. He's at 93. I don't want to transform now with this guy, because that is going to pile on the stress. Fortunately, we were able to prevent that guy's turn, and then with... I don't want to use the retribution, as a matter of fact. Let us stun the stress damage dealer. Alright, good. Come on. No crits. This could be good. There we are. Very good. Very good indeed. Unfortunately, we still cannot stun with... still cannot transform, I mean, with the Abomination. That would be unwise, to say the least. Weakening Curse is not going to kill that guy. Pulling her forward is not going to do as much good, I believe. So let us weaken this guy, I guess. Make him less effective at the very least. Alright, that's not too bad. Bleed should definitely be resisted, if all is well. Right, the Piranha is gone, and now the Cultist Witch gets another chance to act. 110 versus. We can probably stun her again, and I'm going to take that chance. Ah, she resisted it. She is likely to get the next turn, unless I manage to kill her with this, which I failed at. Sacrificial Stab. Alright, we got a second chance there, and we took it. Another 8 damage. That's kind of final, though. I do want to heal him up in the near future. Let's stun him. Failed that. Let's try that again. Alright. Failed the movement, but succeeded at the stun. Heal up. 10 hit points. That's the average, and no bleed, of course, which is a very likely scenario. With his bleed resistance. Alright, he's looking nice again. And then we should probably try to stun him again, or at least deal some damage. Alright, we even managed to stun. That is very surprising. Retribution for the kill. Take all of this stuff. It's actually quite nice. I don't really want the busts. I want that stuff. I do want that stuff though. And I do want the crests. I might camp here simply to deal with his high stress, because otherwise I cannot really use the Abomination effectively. Which also means that I kind of want to use a feast, which is fine, I guess. 12 food is plenty, although we didn't really need it. We only needed it on the Man-at-Arms, I mean, so that's kind of, you know, not that great, really. And unfortunately, as a matter of fact, we don't really have that many ways of dealing with stress anyway. We're definitely going to do this Encourage. And a Pep Talk as well, I think. Unspeakable Commune is tempting to me. Alright, just considering my options here. I think the best thing to do here indeed is an Unspeakable Commune. I've learned the value of not having to deal with a nighttime ambush. Because nighttime ambushes have become a real problem in the current setup of the game. The current the way the game currently is. Self-only tactics increase dodge, increase crit on both himself and others. That sounds pretty good, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'm going to go for that one. Because his own crit chance may allow him to reduce a bit of his stress by critting, and dodging stress attacks would also be pretty useful. Now, we can only use the Abandon Hope from now on, but I don't want to. The stress on the occultists really isn't worth it. So let's click through these messages, and then no fight, of course. And open this giant oyster. That's a lot of gold, I like it. The amount of loot from this dungeon so far has not been amazing. Alright. We didn't get a scout for this hallway either. Ooh, and we are already down to 1 shovel. Well, that's not good. Hopefully we'll be fine with regards to the amount of stress. Nothing in here. Then again, it's quite likely that we're going to encounter the final ward before we run into another pile of rubble, another obstacle. Well, likely, I say likely. There's a good chance that that is the case. So. Ooh, 17 damage. Half of his health gone. Nasty. I think this merits transforming, honestly. Oh, actually, well, he can still... No, actually, he cannot. Yeah, he can use Sacrificial Step, which I guess is more important. So, you know what? I am going to try and stun a few people. He is, of course, quite dangerous, thanks to the buff received from the Pelagic Tide Master. You can use an attack against, for example, that guy. Excellent. Reduced a bit of stress from the Man-at-Arms. That's quite nice. Then I guess I want to heal you up. A crit of 6. Well, I'm glad that it was a crit then. Let us do a Rampart against this guy. Stun him as well. And then we only have to deal with the Armored Maggots. We can apply a nasty debuff, cause diseases and all that sort of thing. But failed at that, fortunately. Artillery could take him out. I want to heal. I think that's the most effective use of my time right now, considering that these guys are both stunned. You try for a kill here. Ah, close, but not quite enough. Retribution, yes, that's... Oh, didn't even get the kill there? That's really unfortunate. Beast Spile doesn't deal any damage. But Bite Resistance is not that high, so let's try that. Alright, so he is dead. He is going to be dead soonish. Stop it with critting against the freaking Man-at-Arms! Ugh. And he manages to dodge that. That's very bad. Means that he gets another attack and he's still buffed. 13 damage is not too horrible, fortunately. Yeah, let's heal him back up again. I'm more worried, honestly, though, about the stress on the Man-at-Arms. And it's really unfortunate, too, that I cannot really use the Abomination effectively now because of it. Although I could, of course, allow his stress to go over 100 and then... I mean, he's going to probably have to go into some stress relief anyway. But anyway, let's make a bit... let's go a bit faster. I'm not a really fast player of this game, and I tend to think things through way longer than I need to. 4 damage, not bad. Just in case he gets another turn, which is going to happen eventually. This might kill, 50% chance of killing, and he isn't stunned, so yeah, that's annoying. He's quite slow, fortunately, so we get another retribution here. There we are, and a crit even for some stress relief. Very nice indeed. And then he is going to die on his next turn, so we don't even really need to do anything other than move our occultist back. Do a bit of healing, I guess. Why the hell not? Now, I could interact with this. I'm assuming that... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm assuming that you have pretty decent disease resistance. No, only 20. The occultists do have pretty good disease resistance, though. So I'm going to interact with this, assuming that it may cause a disease. Alright, it didn't, which is good. Let's eat that little bit of food and continue on. We haven't had any need for the bandages yet so far, which is kind of surprising. Especially since we are not in a position to skip any battles here. And that is going to be our final shovel. Ooh, that's kind of bad. Well, nothing that we can do about it really. Let's dump this, take that. Let us dump that as well and take this. Alright, well the good thing is that we can stop at any point now, because this is the final wars. And there is a treasure room next, so that would be nice. Oh, this requires a shovel. Well, bleed resistance and everything, let's take the gamble. The Man-at-Arms should be able to deal with any nasty gashes that he gets from that particular curio. I am micromanaging a bit, but let's eat a bit of food with that occultist. And then deal with this fight. Alright, I was waiting for a savage, and we did get a surprise, which is good. Abyssal, definitely. Ow! Let's try that again. Come on! What's wrong with you people? Maybe I should use accuracy on you guys. Actually, no, I'm going to use the retribution. I don't want my occultists to get attacked. You should probably transform here. It's a bit of a risk, but I'll take it. Rage may take this guy down. Didn't. Eh, well, very close. Sea Breeze actually wasted the turn of the Tidemaster here, kind of. Spear Fishing, we can always heal it back up, and it was dodged anyway. So Arterial Pinch, ooh, yeah. He is not very bleed resistant, but he managed to resist it, regardless though. Call of the Deep, another buff, and he is quite fast, so we do want to kill him before he gets a chance to act. He isn't protected by that. Let's try this again though. Okay, I would rather have had that crit against the Piranha, of course. Let's try to do this again. There we are. Could have done that in the previous round, but we were kind of unlucky there. 11 damage. Why don't you attack the marked target? I wonder. Alright, this is why I brought the bandages. I probably brought a few too many, although I think I also got one. I think I only brought 4 of them. But anyway, let's do... You know what? I could actually defend this guy. Yeah, let's do that. Why the hell not? And then... Weakening Curse, because he doesn't have anything better to do at this point. And you can use your Sacrificial Stab. Because he is Eldritch, and that means that we get to crit a lot, and I like that. Now we're going to use the Retribution. Because that means that we can counterattack. And Bleed is very likely to be resisted. Of course, if he crits against the Man-at-Arms, he's also going to receive more stress damage, which is kind of bad. But I'm going to take that risk and continue on dealing little bits of damage to the Savage. We don't have any blind attacks other than, of course, the attack from the Abomination in his regular form. But anyway, let's do a bit of a heal. Arterial Pinch once again, countered, only 3 damage, but yeah. Slowly but surely, let's do another guard. And then you can do Weakening Curse. Let's do another heal. Just in case we continue going into this dungeon for a lot longer than I currently am expecting. You know, yeah, I'm going to transform back. I think that's the best play here. And then use the... Absolution. I could also try to stun. There's a good chance of stunning. Let's do that, actually. Bad choice, bad choice. Alright. Retribution. Mark and a Riposte. Oh, he's now going for the Occultist, who dodges it. Very nice. We haven't seen too many crits from the Occultist. I was kind of hoping for that, in all honesty. Alright, there's 1 crit. Wrong Occultist though. And he's likely to go first. No, he didn't go first. Okay. Let us once again do another guard. And if he does an Arterial Pinch, alright, he should die. There we are. Why did we get a debuff from that? Oh, because of his attack. Alright, apparently the attack from the... Alright, that's fine, that's fine. Let's dump that 1 food. We're going to take that instead. I'm going to dump that as well. And no, not those. I'm going to take the Jade, I think. Medicinal herbs, we might still run into something like what we want. Let's actually use the Holy Water and take the medicinal herbs instead. And then what do we find in here? More food. Don't need it. Alright, 3 more rooms. We may as well continue. At least until we run into some kind of a shipwreck. Alright, piranhas. Quite fast enemies. So maybe we should try to kill them before they get a chance to act. Excellent. Alright, Seaward Slash. 12 damage is pretty bad. Of course, he hasn't buffed himself up yet. Let's actually now guard one of our occultists. And you can do a weakening curse against the remaining piranha because he still gets a chance to act. Managed to dodge it. Very good. You can go for a stun. I don't want to transform him unnecessarily, and it doesn't appear to be particularly necessary right now. 19 damage is not bad, but that still means that he gets another attack. But against the man-at-arms, that's fine, of course. Heal up? No, no reason to. And then... Come on. Takes a long time, those messages. Maybe I should... you can reduce the time of those messages in the options menu, so maybe I should consider doing that. Yeah, that was very likely to happen. Kill him, please. Thank you. And kill him, please. Thank you. Alright, that was definitely worth the effort. Because of the gold. Do I still expect to run into a secret room? That's the question. Bandages could still be quite useful, although we do have 2 healers. So I'm guessing that I could dump those. Alright, fine. No scout again. And another fight against 3 enemies in a very bad shuffle indeed. Ooh. Alright, he can still do a lot of stuff though. Him. He is also quite dangerous, but for now I'm going to ignore him. Okay, we dodged his first attack, good. Actually make him less effective. The man-at-arms, oh, he can only do stress relief, well that's fine I guess. I still don't think that I need to transform here. I can stun the stress damage dealer. Then we only have to worry about the pelagic piranha, and we should be a bit faster than him. Why does he get a turn with only a speed of 6? That is curious. But we keep on dodging, which I guess is fine. We still have that that dodge buff. That's probably the reason why we keep on dodging him, to be perfectly honest. Let's kill him if we can. That doesn't quite do it for me. Maybe this will help. There we are. And then the man-at-arms can once again use Ramparts for another stun, and he's back in the front position, which is nice. Go for a kill here. Need a little bit more. Need even more than that. 2 more hit points. Anything will do. Well, anything except for Absolution, which is completely useless. I wonder how fast the Abomination is actually in combat. Anyway. No longer relevant. Ooh, that's nice loot. That is some very nice loot indeed. Let us, you know what, dump the keys. I am gonna take the gamble that we're not gonna run into another secret room, if the cove even has those. And you should be in that position. Alright. And yet another fight. Alright. Please don't crit that attack or anything like that. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Reduce damage could be kind of good. Let's do that. 14 damage. I was hoping for a crit there, because now I have to deal with him in the next round as well. If we stun him, we might even kill him. We don't have to worry about him anymore. And then you... I don't really... Let's use the Rampart. We can safely Rampart here. The next round we may use the Retribution against the Tide Master. And in the meantime, you can use Weakening Curse against the other cultist champion, making him ineffective. You can try to kill him. A crit of 22, but barely short of getting the kill there. And they do get to go first, is my guess. Yes, indeed. Although Stumbling Scratch, of course, is not a very effective attack. If you were to transform and use Rake, that would be quite effective. But I'm going to use Manacles instead against this guy. And then you can use your Retribution against the Tide Master. Because that should is likely to negate all... That's going to take away all stress attacks, so we don't really have to worry about that anymore. Let's heal him up, because he's still debuffed anyway. Maximum health out of that, not counting crits. 7 stun? No stun, that's too bad. But we do get to go first. Is Retribution good enough here? It is not. Let's defend in that case. We could defend him, for example. Although he doesn't really need defending. Counterattack! Ah, we missed. We missed, but that's fine. There we go. We don't really want any of that, right? We could do the remainder of the dungeon in the dark, I think. So let's take the crests, because I do want those. Already been looted. Fine. Whatever. Even with the stress on the man-at-arms, we should still be fine. Although this is kind of a tough battle. Let's try to do this and get a crit. Too bad. Alright, it's kind of a bad shuffle there. Stress Wave, not the worst targets that he could have chosen. Let's do another Abyssal Artillery. Still hoping for those crits. Transforming may become necessary soon. But not quite yet. Alright, you should probably go for stun maybe even? I don't really want to draw too much attention towards him in this particular case. Let's increase accuracy as a matter of fact. Let's make sure that we land all of our attacks in the next couple of rounds. And you can use Abyssal Artillery and please kill them both, thank you. Alright, you use Weakening Curse. I kind of need him for damage. Ooh, the game kind of froze for a moment there, but it's restored itself, very nice. Do I want to... I guess I can transform. Even with the crit, we shouldn't go over 100 stress. I hope. Barnacle Barrier, okay, that's an interesting play there. We could actually stun this guy. And then the defense would go away. There we are. Alright, good that we keep dodging those attacks, because those can be quite nasty. I probably want to move you. Then he can use his Sacrificial Stab again, and you can use Abyssal Artillery, even though it will barely deal any damage. And attack. That's better. And you now stun the other guy, because why the hell not? They are quite slow, we don't even really need to buff up our speed or anything like that. Abyssal. Okay, fine. He's allowed to dodge that stuff in my opinion. Excellent crit. Gotten rid of that enemy in one attack, essentially. And you may as well... You know what? You are going to Oh, I really don't know what to do here. Let's guard this guy. He's probably not going to attack him, but whatever. And rage. Ew, that's kind of bad. Octocestus. Resisted the bleed. Kind of surprising, but excellent at the same time. Attack. The other occultist can heal himself. I'm not really worried about direct damage. I'm more worried about damage over time from the bleeds. Yeah, let's kill. And it's kind of too bad that we dumped off our key, by the way. I only realized that now, for some reason, but that's fine. Didn't get a scout, I don't think. This trinket, is that worth this? I don't think it is. But medicinal herbs, the chances are quite low now that we're going to come across another coral reef. So let's get rid of that and interact with this. It is trapped. And he didn't resist it, and we don't have any more bandages. But it's only 6 bleed damage. That's perfectly alright. Alright, let's try for this one as well. Still booty inside. Good. I kind of want the crests. I kind of want the crests more than I want the citru... Well, actually, I don't really need the crests. I kind of want them because then I can fully upgrade everything. I don't need food either, although you can get treasures if you apply what is it called? The medicinal herbs. But I don't have that one anymore either. Okay. I don't want to interact with this without holy water. Oh my god, that's an excellent beginning, but we still need a little bit more. Do we get it? Excellent. Oh, we could have been in a very bad spot there. We could try for a stun here. It's a bit of a risk, but try it again. Oh wow, well, he managed to resist a lot there. Material pinch. We do want to protect a lot here, I think. Sacrificial stab would be good from you. Please don't do that again. And weakening curse could be nice from you, especially if it crits. Reduces damage somewhat, and then you can actually use retribution. Hopefully he's going to get attacked because of that. And if he is not, I'm going to use the guard ability next time, so that's way more likely that he gets attacked. Now we need to transform, kind of, for the simple purposes of being able to deal some damage against this guy in a reasonable amount of time. 14 damage is not a bad start. Tidal Slam is a stun, which he dodged, and the counterattack got dodged as well. Interesting. Weakening Curse. Make him even less useful. 10 damage. Helps a little bit. Another 12 damage. And you defend him. And Tidal Slam, crit, counter, and the knockback and the stun. Ooh, the stress is looking real bad now. We may need to transform back, honestly, with the Abomination, simply to prevent the Man-at-Arms from becoming afflicted. Although it doesn't really matter at this point in the dungeon anymore. That's actually kind of true, so I shouldn't be too worried about that. Bam, a crit of 17. Please help the Man-at-Arms a little bit. No. Okay, fine. You transform back. We could use the damage, but I would rather not have the Man-at-Arms flip out. That's very nice stress heal as well. Tidal Slam, knock him back wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, or would it? Maybe it would be. Yeah, it probably was kind of bad. Anyway. Weakening Curse. Crap. I kind of put myself in a bad position here. Rampart is going to restore things quite nicely, I think. Good, managed to avoid that attack. And one more attack from an occultist should do it, although he is not going to be able to do it from that position. Alright, Curse. And you could try for a stun, but it's not going to be effective anyway. Let's guard that occultist instead. Tidal Slam, please don't. Please don't. Thank you. And whatever. Critting is nice though. I like critting. This takes way longer than it should. I'm sorry about it. And you... Doesn't really matter what he uses. I'm waiting for the other occultist to finish the job. Thank you. Alright. Well, I think that was worth a bounty. I think that was worth it. I could, as a matter of fact, go back with the herbs and gamble that I get something better than a jade. Let's try that. Close. I'm not going to interact with that because I don't think that it can give any good. Oh, I should have dumped the food, by the way. That was kind of silly of me. Oh well. Oh, that was definitely worth it, though. Yeah, that was definitely worth it. Bandage is worth more than a torch. Yes, it is. Alright. So I probably could have played that dungeon a lot faster, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not really that fast of a player, so I hope you can forgive me for that. Amount of goodies we got out of this are pretty decent. 24 crests, if I remember correctly. We do get one character with a new disease, hysterical blindness, which is kind of bad. Bleed resistance is nice though. Stress faster, both quirks are kind of nice. Obsessed with material things and clumsy for the man-at-arms I also want to get rid of. And I also want to put him in some stress relief, of course. I actually don't really... I mean, the fact that the man-at-arms becomes afflicted is kind of a problem, because it also stacks on stress for the remaining party members, but it's not really that big of a deal at the end of the dungeon, for example. I mean, you can simply send... I mean, you still have to send him to some stress relief. So, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Hylomania, I want to get rid of some stuff there, and... oh yeah, that's the clumsy ability. Yeah, I want to get rid of both of those, but let's start with the quirk, because that one might get locked in. Hylomania, I'm not sure even what it does, but I don't want it. Alright, next time. We still need to do one boss, and then I kind of want to switch towards trying out the darkest dungeon area, which is going to be very intense. Anyway, does the Brigand 16-pounder look like a possibility for next time? I don't really think that it does. I would like to bring, for example, the Grave Robber. An Arbalist could be very useful. A Hellion could be very useful as well. Houndmaster. Oh, this Houndmaster I should definitely bring. Although it mostly increases scouting chance and reduces stress damage, but it's still pretty nice. I really need to think about my party composition for the fight against the Pounder. Other than that, I could of course simply do another mission, for example another long mission in the ruins, giving me the Ancestor's Portrait, which is actually not that bad of an idea. It is also an explore mission, which is nice. That might be a good investment, because more than likely when I go into the darkest dungeon I will be losing characters, and that means that I need to level up other characters to replace them, and it's going to take a much shorter time if I have access to a trinket such as this. So I may need to consider that. But anyways, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and join me next time when we're gonna go probably into the ruins.